Hey fellow traders, need some tips, need some strategy, need to know how I do it? Well, today I think I'll let you know how to do it, and I'll give you some of my tips and what's good and what's bad in the stock market. What's the best way to trade and what systems are the best to use? Well, I always say trading's a 50-50 game. Some you win, some you lose. Trading is risky, and if you don't like risk, don't trade. 80% of traders lose money.
Here, tell me how my stocks did yesterday.
They all won.
What about my options?
Well, you can either get up or go back to sleep.
I believe I'll get up.
And while we're on the subject, hop down to my secret blog. Get your free trade every day. It's just a trading idea. It's not trading advice. While you're there, get your free Forex book. The free Forex book is there for you. It's in the index. It's on the side. It might even be in the description here. Go and grab it. Go and enjoy it. It's free for you. Some strategies and some tips that I want to share with you today. And one of the tips and one of the strategies that I use is when you're trading on a time frame, don't put your system in place on that time frame. Don't draw your trend line there. Don't draw your support and resistance there. Don't draw your supply and demand there. Go to a higher time frame. Find the level on a higher time frame. Now, I do personally prefer to use the day, even if I'm trading the 4 hour, the hour, the half an hour, the 15 minutes, doesn't matter. And whether it's day trading, whether it's swing trading, whether it's investing, the same applies. So if you're trading on a day chart, I take your levels from the weekly. That kind of might do the trick for you. But like I say, I prefer trade on the hourly, 4 hourly, that sort of thing. And then I will take my levels from the day. So that's tip number one. Take your levels from the day trade. Check out this trading system and see how that works for you. I'm going to show you this system. Okay, this is the France 40. Have a look at simple support and resistance on this chart. And we're also going to have a look at some supply and demand as well, and maybe some trend. Now, what you can see on the 4 hour chart here, this is on the 4 hour at the moment, you can see that this is actually traveling on an upward trajectory. The trend is to the upside, then she goes a little flat, and you might have expected it to carry on. But at the moment, it's broken that trend a bit and started to come downwards, and it's gone into a bearish trend. Now, if you have a look at this, you'll see she's coming down, going up, going down, going up. So that trend has started to take shape. So if you look at the 4 hour chart, you've actually got resistance levels coming in up there, coming in up there, coming in over there. But we're not going to use that. We're going to go to the higher time frame. The higher time frame will be the day. So let's have a look at the day. Now remember, guys, this works on day trading 5-minute charts. It works on swing trading, it works for investing. It doesn't really matter what you're trading on. What matters is that you understand the edge that you're taking here, and that it's all in your head. It's all psychology. It's not about the system. The system just helps you manage your risk. So let me show you how you can manage your risk. So this is now on the day chart. Let's put it on a line chart so that instead of getting the highs and lows, we basically get the day's close, which is a much better angle to look at. Now, we've created a nice resistance level on the top here. So I would say that we can use that if we wanted to sell or buy. There's also another nice resistance support level which has developed down here. So now you've got support and resistance on the same chart. You take this back to the bars, you can see that we didn't take the tips. We look on the line chart, we took the closing prices. That's more important. It actually gives you a more accurate idea of where you're going. The thing with support and resistance is you don't want to, or price action, you don't want it to be 100% on the point. It doesn't work in a 100% accurate way. That's why you're drawing blocks in the first place. You're looking for it to arrive somewhere in this area for your trade. So now if you want to trade this, you're going to go back to your 4 hour chart. You can take your levels from here as well, but let's go back to your 4 hour chart and let's go and see what we've got here. I'm just going to make the chart more readable for us. So I'll make it big like that. You've got a nice trend going upwards. It goes into a bit of a range and then she starts breaking down into a downward trend. Clearly you can see that this area here, which we spoke about earlier, which would have been a nice resistance, is actually in the resistance zone. Let's come out of that resistance zone with a big red bar. Let's try to recover. Let's come very close to that resistance zone again, come back down, and I expect it'll come all the way down to this support level, because this support level looks very, very strong. If you were to trade this, you're in the middle at the moment. You can't trade it today. You can't trade it right now. But you can trade it if it goes up to this resistance level, and you would go short as it comes out of there with a nice red bar, hoping for a target price down here at at this support level. So if it comes out of your resistance, it's going to come back down to your support level. At least that's what you're hoping for. Remember, it's 50-50. Further than that, it could come down to the support now, and then you're going to wait for a big green bar that'll take you back out to the resistance level. Now you're trading support and resistance. But now, one thing you've got to keep in mind on this particular trade is you've created another level over here. Because it's come down, it's come back to here, it's come down, it's going back up. So it's probably going to come to about here. So what you would look at with this trade is most likely it's going to come to here, to this point here, the 81.16, and then it's going to carry on going down. So if you wanted to take a shorter term trade, you could actually, at this point here on the 4-hour chart, take that level. So what you've done with your daily levels is you've drawn in your serious resistance level, you've drawn in your serious support level. Now on the time frame that you're trading, you can actually draw in little extra levels like this, which will tell you that this is actually probably going to continue the trade because you're in the middle between those two serious levels. So you're looking for it to either get to that level or to get to that level. What's the most logical trade for you to take right now? The most logical trade for you to take right now would be this one right here. It'll come into that, give you a red bar, and it'll continue on its way down to the main support level. You know where your main support level is, so you can put this one in right here. But what if you want to trade the supply and demand levels? Now, to draw in a demand or a supply level, what you got to look for is a strong move like that or a strong move with 3 bars. 3 bars are normally better, but if you get a strong red bar like that or 2 strong red bars like that, that's pretty much is your supply up there. And that has confluence with your resistance level. And if you look at the bottom here, you've got nice strong, yeah, that looks like a demand there, but then you've got a break here and there's a strong demand here. So there's a demand level in here. If you're looking at that, you might get another one up here with confluence there. There's not much here that gives you a very, very strong. There is a demand level there, but that is now broken, so that's gone. That is no more. There is one here as well. There's a big green bar going up there, so there's probably some demand in this area, which is in confluence with your actual support area that you've got at the moment. So if you were to take in these areas here, which are demand areas, you might find that they will be in confluence. That actually there as well. Look at that, in confluence with your existing support area. You don't even need to trade these areas. So that's basically how you look for your supply and demand. Basically, what you're looking for is like 3 strong green bars like that. There's a demand area there, but that's broken. It is no more. So you're looking for something below that. There's no demand here because that bar was too strong on the red. There's no demand here because it broke over in the middle there in a little red bar. If we have a look on the higher time frame, we can go up to the higher time frame, see if there's anything there. And there's one right here showing off there's a demand area. So it could come back down into that and go up on the daily chart. Now, if we look at that on the 4-hourly chart, we'll go back to the 4-hour chart here. We'll see, let me just get it so that you can read it, that it opposes, it gives you an opposing view to the trade that we were going to take, which is the short trade over here. But this is going to come down into the area. If it goes back up to here, you take the short, it's going to come back down into this area. It's going to come back down into the support area most likely. So if you want to trade supply and demand, you can. I prefer the support and resistance because the support and resistance gives me a much clearer indication of where we're going. And then of course you've got your trend lines. And this is where you can see that your trend is broken. Let me go back up to the day chart and that'll show you nicely how you can see that your trend is broken. If you take this and okay, let's put it on a line chart just to make it a bit easier. You draw that trend up. You see there, it's broken through the trend. So this is now effectively, it's broken the bullish trend and it's gone into a bearish trend. We could also be very careful of what we say because you could also look at this from a different perspective. There's your lowest point. There's your next point. This could also just be part of the trend. In other words, this trend will continue on down to this serious support level that we drew. You remember we drew in the support level here. Remember that? Now look at this trade because you got confluence here. Now remember, I've always been telling you to look for confluence. Look at this trade. It's going to come down into this serious support level and the trend line and bounce out. Where is that level? 79.50. This is the France 40. Remember this. Look for 79.60, 79.50. It's probably going to be a good buy there, guys. Keep an eye out for that. Just keep an eye out for it. It's looking good. Right, so let's go back to the 4 hour and see what this looks like. Just out of interest sake, let's see what this looks like. And yeah, there we go. 100%. You know, a good idea would be maybe to take that trade that we spoke about earlier, where you take it at this point, take it short over there. Okay, so let me just draw a little arrow in. Take it short over there, let it come down to there, and then take a long from the major support level at 79.50 and go. And then you can take a short here at 81.20. So you're going to get a 120 points in there on 70, sorry, not that much. But it's okay. It's a trade. Unless you want to wait and just wait for it to come down to the bottom here and then take it out of this serious support level. So that's given me a new trade idea just by showing you guys how to trade. I'm looking at this chart and thinking, oh, I might want to take that trade now. It looks like a fantastic little trade. So remember that, guys. That's how you trade support and resistance. That's how you trade with trend lines. And that's how you get confluence between your trend lines and your support and resistance and your supply and demand. You put them all together and you get a kind of confluence. You can add RSIs in here. I saw somebody mention the other day that they use RSI. It's nice to tell you when it's overbought and oversold and that sort of thing. But don't trade on the RSI. Don't believe in the RSI religiously. If it's showing that it's seriously overbought, then you know, and you're looking at a short trade, then you probably got some good confluence from it to tell you that it's a good idea to short it. And also, if it's oversold and you're looking at a long trade, then it'll tell you, oh, well, you know, it's looking like a good long trade. But if it's oversold, you're looking at a short trade, it might also tell you that you're actually on a high-risk trade because it's already oversold and you're still going short. That trading system is one of the things that I do. I simply keep it simple and use the support and resistance. So that's tip number 2. Keep it simple. Don't get overcomplicated. Don't go into all this BS where it's got to move up this and then down that and then touch this and make a gap here. And oh, goodness me, guys, the guys get so complicated with the systems, it's beyond me. Then add 400 indicators onto the chart so you can't even see the chart anymore because there's this indicator and there's that indicator, and if that one lines up with that one and that one lines up with that one, it's going to drive you nuts. And do you know what? If you go and you take a trade on the stock market and you use any of the systems, do you know that you've got the same possibilities of winning or losing no matter what?
I like to buy 500 shares of Animotion Incorporated.
Okay. Now, before I execute this order, are you sure you understand the risks of stock ownership?
Absolutely.
We're in the money. We're in the money.
You heard the monkey. Make the trade.
For automated stock prices, please state the company name.
Animotion.
Animotion, up 1 1/2.
Yoo-hoo!
Yahoo, up 6 1/4.
What is this crap?
Nothing is going to change. No matter what you do, if you trade on a trend line system, if you trade on a support and resistance system, if you trade on a supply and demand system, you're going to achieve the exact same result no matter what you do. It's a 50-50 game. So just remember that, guys. That's tip number 2. Keep it simple. It's a 50-50 game. And then to keep it interesting, don't get stuck on, I'm a day trader, I'm a swing trader, I'm an investor. Take every trade at its merits. Tip number 3 is make sure the trade you're taking is good. Make sure it's an excellent trade. In other words, don't take a trade for the sake of trading. Don't label yourself. Don't say, I am a day trader, so I only take day trades and I must trade between this time and that time. And I must trade on the 5-minute chart. No. Look for good trades. Make sure the trade is solid before you take it. Make sure that that trade is a really good trade. Rather wait for the trade to come to you. Don't chase the trades. I see a lot of traders chasing the trades because they need to trade. I don't know if it's because you need the money. I don't know if it's something else. But guys, sit back and wait for that trade to come to you. It'll come to you. It most certainly will arrive at some point. And that brings me to my next tip. If you're trading on the different time frames, make sure that, well, let's say your lowest time frame is the 5-minute. Go up with the time frames and make sure that they're all facing the same trend. Or if you want to start at the top, come down with your time frames and make sure they're all facing in the same trend before you take the trade. Now, what I find, a tip from my side, is if you're on the day and it's trending up, and you drop to the 4-hour and it's trending up, and you drop to the 1 hour and it's trending up, and then you drop to the 30 minutes and it's trending up, then you drop to the 15 minutes and it's trending up, but then you drop to the 5 minutes and it's trending down. No, wait, don't trade on the 5 minutes. Trade on the higher time frame. The higher time frame is trending in that direction, follow that direction. But if there's a difference, let's say you're on the day and it's trending up, and then it's on the hour and it's trending down. The 4 hours trending up. Be careful, wait for the hour to start trending up before you trade, because that will help you succeed in that sort of area. So that's another tip. Make sure the trends are all following the same sort of way. When you're trading geared trading, watch how much your gearing is and how much you could lose when you take the trade. If your gearing's too expensive, be careful, especially with products like Bitcoin and crypto and that sort of thing. They tend to take large amounts. Be careful of those products. Forex is usually well geared and very good. Watch how many contracts you trade and don't blow your account. Keep your account good. Next tip, guys, don't average down. Never average down. If you average down, that thing will blow your account and take it to zero. And don't bother with hedging either, unless you know exactly what you're doing, guys. Stay away from that stuff. So those are my tips and strategies for today. I hope this helps you in some way. I hope it gets you good. Till next time, watch the last video, and thanks for watching, guys. Cheers. Bye.